Just evolution, growth. I think, acting for as long as I have, you start to develop, an opinion of like how things go, and you want to be, even more creative and exercise different muscles. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's been very transformative over the years, and doing something I've never done before, and just what could I learn? How could I grow? That's what I did.
The fact that you got to come in there and disrupt something that was so solid, and in the disruption you build something new. In our hero and also in myself as Damian. That was probably the biggest gift.
Well, being a part of this has just been an amazing experience. I'm so lucky that I'm able to be a part of it. And I always just want to say this has been such a wonderful experience. The Creed 3 family is wonderful. It's been so much fun. Everyone's been so nice to me in real life. These are the kindest, sweetest people, and they have learned American Sign Language to communicate with me on set. So I really feel like I am part of this family now, which has just been wonderful. It's been great. I just want to say that Amara is a deaf person in this film, and showing that shows that a lot of parents, they may be hearing, but they sometimes, like Adonis and Bianca, they're not deaf themselves, but they still took the time to do this for their child, to learn sign language. They have an only daughter, Amara. It's not the easiest, but they learned to communicate with her because they love her. And that made me feel really touched by this film, because so many kids that are deaf are raised in hearing families, and sometimes the hearing parents don't learn sign language. They don't take the time to do it. And it can be really hard for the deaf kid to grow out in that environment, to try to be educated, to try to learn, especially at not being able to go to a deaf school. A lot of deaf kids with hearing parents are mainstreamed. And so having this movie and real representation is just so inspiring for the deaf community. And I hope that this will inspire all other deaf kids, because I want to help them to see that there's so much that they can do. And so this will be a real education experience.
It's a whole different world, because in fighting, when I'm training, I'm trying to hit you, But in the movie world, it's just different angles, it's different things that you have to do, that you have to, have to memorize pretty much, words, lines, and all that punches. So it's hard. It's hard, but it's fun. I gotta hang of it real quick, and I feel like if you do something, you do it and you have fun with it, you learn it like nothing. So like I said, I feel like I hope I did a good job. This is my first time doing it. Never once did I ever think I was gonna be in a movie, let alone with people like this. So I mean, it's a blessing, and not only that, it's a motivation. To me, I feel like the sky's the limit. If I want to get something, I'm gonna get it. The only one can stop me is me. So I'm gonna keep doing my best and hopefully land more movie roles.
It was amazing because Mike's directing it, number one, so it was really family, all family. Like, no new director, like everybody, all kinfolks. So it's great. You just got to sit back and let people do their work. And what I saw was a meticulous, hardworking director, very thoughtful, like I said, and very patient in the process, and without ego too. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, it's hard to be a thoughtful person and egotistical, like those two. Somehow that don't go together, right? So he's a thoughtful person, and it weighs on him more than any ego. You understand? And yeah, and hard work, unbelievable amount of hard work it takes to direct yourself in an epic film like this, where you got to stay in shape and be, you can't even get rest. You got to study your fight scenes and everything. So it was a hard work. So they're dealing with mending or not mending a brotherliness, a brotherhood, right? So in the film, we'll let you know whether there was success or not. But that's really what I hope you pull away from it. Like that structure of love, in a sense, is what brotherliness, and that's what that is, and seeing how you can repair or not those type of relationships. So.
Just for such a long time, I've always looked at him from afar, like just in a I respect his career type of way. But to actually get a chance to work with him and see that he's an actor's director, I think that's the most important thing to say about his directing style. He's an actor's director. He knows what it's like to be in front of the camera. He knows what it's like to be in the trenches. So he understands that we have to feel supported through our process. It's super intimate. And he always creates that space to make sure you feel comfortable. If you have any questions, if you feel like something's not working, he's always like, tell me, ask me, like we can talk about it. He works in a very collaborative way, which I think was awesome. And he's honestly one of my favorite directors I work with to date, genuinely. So I think he knocked it out of the park, home run. And yeah, I really can't wait to work with him again and see what Mike does next just in the directorial space. I don't have a younger brother. In real life. I have an older sister, but I have a lot of brothers from other mothers. Like blood can make us closer. So the thing that I love portraying about Dame the most is just capturing the fellowship and also that brotherly love, and it may look like it's, I think that's the biggest thing that I enjoy portraying. I mean, TJ, who plays young Adonis, he's awesome, and we definitely built that relationship, that bond where he felt like I felt kind of protective over him in that way. So, God, I think that's one that's like yearned for. It's just showing like two friends, the fellowship, the camaraderie, the brotherhood. That was one of my favorite themes, or one of my favorite feelings to portray within Dame, and the dynamic of Adonis and young Dame. Yeah, they put me on the De La Hoya regimen. That's they wanted me to look like Oscar. But nothing too, a lot of running, a lot of jogging, 5 and 5, and watching what I'm eating, throwing a lot of punches. Nothing too special to me because it was the first time, but just a lot of hard work.
It's a dream come true because, who hasn't seen Rocky? Who hasn't seen Creed? And to be part of this franchise is kind of surreal. Like whenever you get invited to a party, at this magnitude, for me, it always feels like I'm doing something right. Somewhere along the way, someone noticed. When I found out that Michael B. Jordan wanted me in the film, I was like, wow, okay, so when do we start? And I'm glad it worked out, and I'm having the time of my life. I think that fans are going to be surprised that it's not just a boxing movie. It's a movie, like you said, about humans, about humanity, about relationships, how the past can come and haunt you, and just when you think everything is fine, somebody comes from the past and maybe, does something. And the beautiful thing also that I have to say about Jonathan Majors' performance is that you feel for him. Here's a guy who's coming from the past and he's angry and he wants it all, and you feel for him. So it's a movie about human relations, it's about family, and it's not just about the strong men in this film. There are a lot of strong women, and I love that. I love that they were able to incorporate the two worlds together. My mom, yeah, I'm momager, and it's wonderful to be in a film about boxing where you see a mom, there in the corner with her son, because it's usually the father in the corner. And the fact that we're showing women in such a positive way, in such a powerful way, without taking away from the male in the movie is powerful. And it just shows that we can have the two. The two can coexist. Yeah. I think anything is possible. You know what I mean? I think anything is possible. And one of the beautiful things that I have seen with the Creed franchise is that everyone from the past kind of shows up and makes an appearance. I feel like once you're part of the family, you're always part of the family. So I'm ready for Creed 4.
Right.
Yes.